But her mother's heart pounded because she already knew whatever came next would change everything. The mother's hands trembled as she pulled her daughter closer. She had spent years avoiding this moment, but now it was staring her in the face. "He's gone," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "We haven't seen him in years." The graying biker nodded slowly. "We know," he said. "That's why we're here." The little girl looked between them, her young mind trying to piece it all together. "Who are you talking about?" she asked. The biker crouched to her level, his face softer now. "Your dad," he said. "He was part of our family, a brother to us." He glanced at the mother before continuing. "But something happened, didn't it?" The mother swallowed hard, fighting back tears. "He left," she admitted. "He made choices that put us in danger. I had to protect her." Silence fell over the group. Then the biker reached into his pocket and pulled out something small, placing it on the table. A silver necklace, one the little girl had seen before in old pictures of her father. Her fingers trembled as she picked it up. "He didn't forget you," the biker said. "He wanted you to have this." Tears welled in the mother's eyes, but before she could speak, another biker stepped forward. "And there's something else," he said, hesitating. "We found out the truth. He didn't leave by choice." The mother's breath caught. "What do you mean?" The graying biker's voice was firm. "He was taken from you." The little girl clutched the necklace, her heart pounding. The mother's vision blurred with tears. She had spent years running, but now, for the first time, she realized maybe the past wasn't what she thought it was. The mother stood frozen, her mind racing. All this time, she had believed he abandoned them, left them to struggle alone. But now, hearing the truth, everything felt different. The weight she had carried for years suddenly felt unbearable. The little girl clutched the necklace tightly, her small fingers tracing the worn edges. "Where is he now?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The bikers exchanged sullen glances. The graying man finally spoke. "We don't know, but we're still looking." Tears slipped down the mother's cheeks, a mixture of relief and sorrow. The bikers weren't just strangers passing through. They were the last connection to a man she once loved. A man she thought she lost forever. As they stood in the fading sunlight, the mother realized something. Maybe she didn't have to run anymore. Maybe, just maybe, it was time to stop hiding and finally search for the truth. The surprise twist comes only moments later. As she turns a corner, her phone buzzes. It's a message from an anonymous number. Asterisk, "We know what happened tonight. It's not over." Asterisk. Her grip on the wheel tightens. The fight for justice, for real change, is far from finished. The tension may have broken tonight, but something far deeper is at play. And now, she's not just fighting for herself or even the officer. It's for a system that's long overdue for a reckoning. As the woman drives away, she reflects on the encounter, on how a single moment of courage can shift the balance. The officer may have backed down, but the truth is, he wasn't the only one she had to face. The real battle isn't just against individuals, but against a system that perpetuates bias and injustice, often silently, without consequence. The message from the anonymous number stays with her, a chilling reminder that the fight isn't over. But rather than fear, she feels a renewed sense of determination. She has seen firsthand how small moments can lead to big change, how standing up for what's right can unravel even the deepest ingrained systems of power. As the sun sets, she knows that tomorrow will bring more challenges. But for tonight, she's won. This time, at least, justice had a voice. And that voice is not going anywhere. It was just another sunny afternoon when a young girl set up her small lemonade stand on the side of the road, hoping to make a little extra money. She had no idea her life was about to change. Business was slow, and cars passed by without stopping, until the roar of engines filled the air. A group of bikers, clad in leather jackets and riding massive motorcycles, pulled up right in front of her stand. She froze for a moment, unsure what to expect. The men and women removed their helmets, their faces unreadable as they stepped toward her. Were they here to cause trouble? To buy lemonade? The little girl's heart pounded as she nervously gripped the edge of her table. What happened next left everyone, her, the bikers, and soon the entire community, completely stunned. Stay tuned, because this is a story you won't want to miss. The little girl swallowed hard as the bikers stood in front of her stand, their eyes scanning the simple setup: just a folding table, a few plastic cups, and a pitcher of homemade lemonade. One of the bikers, a tall man with a graying beard, finally spoke. "How much for a cup?" His voice was deep but kind. She hesitated for a second before answering, 50 cents. The man reached into his pocket, pulled out a few bills, and placed them on the table. But instead of taking just one cup, he nodded to the rest of the group. One by one, the bikers stepped forward, each dropping money onto the table, far more than the price of a drink. The little girl's eyes widened. What was going on? Then, one of the bikers bent down to her level and asked a simple but unexpected question. "Where's your mom and dad?" The little girl shifted on her feet, glancing toward the small house behind her. "My mom's inside," she said softly. "My dad, he's not here." Her voice trailed off, but the bikers didn't push for more. The man who had asked nodded and exchanged a look with the others. More bikers stepped forward, handing her money without even taking lemonade. A few crouched down, asking her name, how long she'd been selling drinks, and if she got many customers. She answered shyly, unsure why they cared. Meanwhile, inside the house, her mother peeked through the window, her heart racing. A group of bikers surrounding her daughter. She wiped her hands on a dish towel and hurried to the door, ready to step outside. But before she could, something unexpected happened. One of the bikers pulled out his phone, scrolling through something, then showed the screen to another rider. Their expressions changed instantly. The little girl watched as the bikers exchanged glances, their expressions shifting from curiosity to something more serious. The man with the phone turned the screen toward the others, and a few of them nodded. Whatever they had just seen, it meant something. Her mother finally stepped outside, her voice firm but wary. "Can I help you?" she asked, walking toward her daughter. She placed a protective hand on the girl's shoulder, scanning the group with cautious eyes. The graying biker, the one who had spoken first, stepped forward. "Ma'am, we don't mean any trouble," he said. "We just—" He hesitated, glancing at the little girl before lowering his voice. "We think we recognize her." The mother stiffened. "Recognize her? From where?" Her heart pounded. The biker hesitated again, then held up his phone. The mother's eyes landed on the screen, and instantly her face went pale. The mother's breath caught as she stared at the screen. It was a photo, an old one, but there was no mistaking the familiar face. Her daughter, much younger, sitting on a man's shoulders, both of them laughing. But it wasn't just any man. It was someone from a past she had tried to leave behind. She looked up sharply. "Where did you get this?" Her voice was tight, her grip on her daughter's shoulder tightening. The graying biker exhaled, his expression unreadable. "He was one of us," he said quietly. "Years ago." The mother's stomach twisted. She had spent years keeping her daughter safe, making sure the past never found them. And now, standing in front of her, was proof that it had. Another biker stepped forward. "We've been looking for him," he said, "and if she's his daughter, then she deserves to know the truth." The little girl looked up confused. "Know what?" she asked.